All the demonstration videos are a model to teachers of maths showing the use of LAB materials to represent decimals and decimal operations, except for this one. This video clip is to teacher candidates directly. To clarify, for those who might ask, what's LAB or why LAB? You are familiar with the MAB pieces which model whole numbers. MAB, multi-base arithmetic blocks. And so when we're using MAB, we have a 1, which is shown by this little small mini, and then if we had another one, we'd have 2 minis in a row, and so on until we've got 10 of them in a row, and then there's 10 of them that can be replaced by a 10 or a long, and then if we build on that, we get 10 tens, and they really make a flat. So 10 tens is 100, so a flat is worth 100. And then if we have 10 hundreds, we put them together and we finish up with the cube. So that's 10 hundreds, which is 1,000. With MAB, we build up and we build up. Recall that decimal fractions are formed by taking a standard and dividing it into 10 pieces. Each separate piece is then 1/10 of the original. Now here's our mini from MAB. Imagine trying to cut this up into 10 pieces and imagine the difficulty. And then if we were successful, imagine how difficult it would be to use those small pieces. So we decide to get something new to show decimal fractions. This rod here, which looks like a rod, but we've decided that we'll call them blocks, and we have the name LAB, which stands for linear arithmetic blocks. It's like linear rods, but they're linear arithmetic blocks, and the advantage with these, they model the number line. They just look like one big long number line. We'll just show you a little bit more of how that we use them. We'll take our rod, which we call an LAB, our hole for our linear arithmetic blocks, and we need to cut it into 10 pieces. So we measure it out and we cut it one spot. And then we measure it out and we cut our next piece, and so on. And then after that, we start to cut them up. And so now we're ready to cut our rod or our hole into one piece like that, and then we'll cut it again, and that means we've cut our hole into 10 pieces. Each one of these is 1/10. Then after we've got our 10th, we take that and we have to cut that. This one's already marked, and we cut that into 10 pieces. We finish up and we've got 10 pieces, and we've got 10 of these, which would have made up 1/10, and so each of these is 1/100th. And we have to cut that up, and there's another piece, and there's another piece, until we've got 10 thousandths. And this time it means we have pieces that are large enough to handle. They're different from MAB. They don't look the same, and there's no confusion about or overlap or interference between an MAB piece for whole numbers and an LA piece for decimal numbers. MAB, multi-base arithmetic blocks, is used to represent whole numbers. LAB, linear arithmetic blocks, is used to represent decimal numbers. And you know what a whole number looks like. Here's 2 examples, and for a decimal number, here are 2 examples there.